What's up, YouTube? We getting ruthless tonight. We getting ruthless tonight. What's good? What's good? Yeah, we are getting ruthless tonight. There will be no, we will not be denied. Right? You know, I have no personal, the past is the past. But America has blood on their hands. They bled the Indians out. They took this shit. Right? And now we got just pearly things up here talking about black people commit the most crime. Black people do this the most. It's no question that black people get arrested more. No question that black people do this more. Black this, black that, black this. But she's forgotten. She's forgotten that the blood is upon this country's hands. They mishandled slavery. They came to a land and orchestrated one of the most diabolical takeovers. But they want to sit here and point the finger at black people. Well, look at all the violence. Look at all the violence. But y'all country killed your own president. Was that Kennedy? All these mass shootings are a lot of these people of white descent. America is reputable for taking people out, violent. So how can you sit here and throw rocks and hide your hands? America is the leader of violence amongst every other country in the world. And not only did they mishandle slavery with the blacks, right? Because instead of them being professional, like usually slave owners back in the day were professional, right? They treated their slaves fairly, good, as long as they did this, they would purchase them, then they would treat them pretty well back in the day. But when America got a hold of the slaves, they mistreated, they took it personal, they got unprofessional, and they started hating so much into where they didn't even want anything to do with the people they enslaved after they freed them. They literally tried to separate themselves from black people after they freed them. They have murdered over 100,000 black people. All the black on black crimes cannot compare to a mass murder which America did to the slaves. And we ain't going to start talking about the Indians. Thanks for giving us America, right? No, thanks for letting us take America, right? And this was Trump's let's make America great again, meaning let's take shit again. Hey, we can let bygones be bygones, but still, come on. Y'all are pearly things up here calling black people, saying black people this, black people that. But your people murder rate in this country, all the black people combined in the history of America, y'all can't even compare to what this country have bloodbath they gave him. So we need to, bless pearly things. I used to think he was all right. But are you trying to start a war with the blacks? Because tonight, it looked like you were looking for a fight. Let me play this video a little bit, and then I'm going to ignite. Hit the like button, subscribe. We finna get to it tonight.
just have a habit of not being able to find words themselves. So they take words that we use to describe and explain our experiences, and then they try to steal it to be their own definitions of something that is not the original definition of the word. So I think that Black people should not allow them to again take the word just like they did woke. It has a definition. Like, for example, I have Karen fatigue, right? I do. Genuinely, I cannot stand seeing them crash out in Walmarts and Targets all across America. But somehow, we're not, I mean, like, we all have fatigue with the other race, but find your own word. You see how I just made that up? I didn't have to steal something that's within the white community and make it something it's not. So yeah, it's still the original definition for me.
Okay. All right, go ahead, not Miss Pearl, but Pearl.
Thanks for having me, guys. So when I think of Black fatigue, I think that people are kind of sick of Black people's behavior.
Bam, she started off right there talking about sick of Black people's behavior. We saw what you did to George Floyd. We saw what your people did to George Floyd. We saw what your people did to Rodney King. Matter of fact, speaking of kings, we saw what your people did to Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. And the number goes on and on and on. Behaviors. We see what y'all did in Iraq. We just did what y'all did to Iraq for more historical event, right? Something more recent. Oh, America. Don't think we don't pay attention. Yeah, we know you got the power. Okay, you got the military, but you were not innocent. America is not righteous by any stretch of this imagination. Y'all are charged with murdering over millions of people, not just of your race, but of other races, including the Black race, right? So what are we talking about? Like, let the past go, right? Pearly things, first thing she gets up and said, we're tired of Black people's behavior. That's the first thing she says. But you guys keep paying the rappers to rap. Come on. Y'all pay the rappers to rap. Y'all give them all this money and attention. But you said you're tired of it. If you're tired of something, you don't want to hear it. Y'all made all these movies about boys in the hood and all these things y'all promoted. But let's be clear. America's the biggest game and the most dangerous game in the whole world. For there is blood on your hands, America. Particularly white America. Let me be Pacific. I'm not, hey, I ain't gonna be the one to judge you, but hey, there is one greater. So for you to point out Black people's imperfections, well, look at the Black guy. Look at the Black people. Look at them. And then just automatically dismiss your people's misconduct is, to me, you're selling yourself short.
And excuses for the behavior. And I would say some of the behavior is, this is not all Black people, as I always have to say with these kind of conversations, but I would say these are some of the things that people are fatigued of. Black people committing more crime, a lack of basic decorum, a lack of good faith, at times a lack of work ethic, basic manners, sexual behavior in public, dressing overly provocative, taking advantage of white people's good nature,
Dressing provocative? What are you talking about? Do you remember? Do you not? Let me see. Was there a Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue? I mean, is anybody help remember that? The models, they dress half naked. America is the center of selling sexual enticement. What do you mean just provocative? You guys just had an election where the Democrats just put Sexy Red, Megan Thee Stallion, and a whole lot more on stage and told them, twerk it. For Pearly things to come out and say that black people dress provocative is being disingenuous. Because you got white strippers, you got white prostitutes. White girls dress provocative too. What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Gaslighting attitude. I could give stories where personally this has happened to me at work, in sports, in cities, and in friend groups. Somebody said microaggressions. I don't really know what that means, but I think that's kind of just an excuse for poor behavior. So that's what I would say it is.
Okay. Go ahead, Ella.
Can we get a what? Let me see. Let's rewind that back. I want to make sure I hear myself right.
The word, just like they did woke, it has a definition.
Friend groups. Somebody said microaggression.
It's all across America, but some.
But Pearl.
Thanks for having me, guys. So when I think of Black fatigue, I think that people are kind of sick of Black people's behavior and excuses for the behavior. And I would say some of the behavior is, this is not all Black people, as I always have to say with these kind of conversations, but I would say these are some of the things that people are fatigued of.
But we're tired of police behavior. We're tired of we get tired of the court's behavior, right? Or I don't think. Well, she probably is, but probably things. Are you aware how corrupted the police force is? How corrupted the court system is? Are you not aware of this? Do you not know your government perpetuates crime to stay in business? Right? The drug trade. The drug trade has helped birth the federal government, bring them back in the game. Because people were complaining that it was very expensive to keep this federal government intact. What use was it for? Because it was not many people were attacking America, and then you got the military. So what happened? Y'all start the war on drugs. And then that's what brought value back to the federal government, right? They came in with the FBI, the U.S. Marshals, right? And come in and chart the crack law, all these different drug laws, which was the war on drugs, pretty much a war on Black people selling drugs, to continue to keep funding the federal government. But we know y'all bring all the drugs in the country. We know this. We know America is the drug kingpin of the world. Let's go. Let's go. We know the court system preys upon its citizens. particularly black citizens, particularly blacks and Latinos, right? America preys upon the citizens. The court system, police plant evidence, courts have overcharge. They gave a nigga life sentence for stealing a piece of pizza, right? So the American court system is understandably corrupted. The police forces are corrupted. From the nitty to the gritty. There's been so many cases after cases after cases of officers' misconduct, officers planting evidence, officers trying to prey on people and throw cases on people because it's their job to keep people in prison. And we understand that prison is a big business as well. We understand that the police system practices entrapment. They're posed as prostitutes. They're posed as drug dealers. They're posed as this. They're posed as that. And come and entice someone. We know that y'all let murderers go to convict someone you don't like. We understand in a Young Thug case, which was clear, very clear, and in the Diddy case, especially the Diddy, that the government, right, was acting and forcing itself upon citizens. How you gonna turn a domestic violence into a RICO? How you gonna turn a domestic violence case into a RICO? How you gonna turn a domestic violence case into sex trafficking? You threw all the other charges on it because you figure we may or may not get these, but we want to get something. And y'all took the L. America is corrupted from the core of its government to its people. And Pearly Things has failed to, when we say fatigue, when we talk about fatigue, just say you're criminally fatigued. But when you put a color on it and you're dismissing the crimes that this country is guilty of, from slavery on up, from the Indians on down. This country is guilty of murder, corruption, racketeering. The RICO. You can put a RICO on Democrats. You can put a RICO on Republicans. I mean, the list could go longer. But Pearly Things come up there with an agenda to pick fight with the black people. Oh, we're tired of you guys' behavior and excuses. Who's making excuses? Who's making excuses? The minority of guys who are in a crime, whatever, they're taking life sentences like on the chin, like it ain't nothing. Ain't nobody making excuses for the degeneracy. But America, and once again, right, I'm not going to blame my actions on because of slavery I'm not saying that because slavery was where I commit crime. I'm not going to blame America for my actions. I don't blame America because I did things wrong. I don't do that. I was taking full responsibility for my acts. But it has nothing to do with slavery. It has nothing to do with white people. All my actions I did, I accept full responsibility for. I'm not blaming slavery. I'm not blaming white people for me being greedy, for me being needy, for me being impatient, for me being wanting more and not doing it the right way. I'm not going to blame America for that. I'm not blaming nobody for my action. I'm not blaming my mama. I'm not blaming my daddy. And I'm not blaming black people either. It's all me. Right? Right? But for you to come out and say, well, you know, black people's behaviors, every race has something wrong with them. Every race got something wrong with them. I'm going to do the part 2 of this in the morning. Good night. I'm going to do a part 2 in the morning. Catch me in the morning.